Okay, let's get nasty, Vaughn. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of baseball references today because baseball, I think, is back. Rob Manfred, maybe the worst commissioner in sports, decided to lift the ban of eligibility for the Hall of Fame for Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson yesterday. That was big news, and it is big news. There is a lot more to this story, though. Besides, it's about damn time. Donald Trump sent Manfred an email, reached out to him, and said, you know, we got to get Charlie Hustle into the Hall of Fame. You need to lift the ban. There's so much more to this than meets the eye. Pete Rose is arguably one of the greatest players in the history of baseball. You know, believe that. He is the all-time leader in games played. He is the all-time leader in hits, and he is the all-time leader in singles. He hands down has the accomplishments and has the resume to be in the Hall of Fame. I absolutely hate what is out there. You're talking about a dead man. Let his legacy be that of the most games played, the most hits, the most singles. Just let that be his legacy. This was the statement from the commish. In my view, once an individual has passed away, the purpose of Rule 21 has been served. Obviously, a person no longer with us cannot represent a threat to the integrity of the game. Moreover, and he, from the guy writing this, has been a huge threat to the integrity of baseball. Moreover, and by the way, the only people that hate Manfred is the people that aren't Dodgers or Yankees fans. Yeah, everyone else just hates the guy. Moreover, it's hard to conceive of a penalty that is has more of a deterrent effect than one that lasts a lifetime with no reprieve. Therefore, I've concluded that permanent ineligibility ends upon passing of the disciplined individual, and Mr. Rose will be removed from the permanent ineligibility list. Now, he's not going to be eligible, I think, until 2027. I want to emphasize that this is not part of my authority or responsibility to express any view concerning Mr. Rose's consideration, blah, blah, blah. That's what the Hall of Fame committee exactly. This is, look, it's good for base. Yes, he gambled on baseball. People say, oh, no, he didn't. He only gambled on his team to win. Okay, well, there were games that he didn't gamble on, which gave the impression that he knew that there was going to be something, there's some shenanigans there. Pete Rose deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Pete Rose, and Rhonda, you'll love this one. I've been waiting on this line just for you, Rhonda. Pete Rose doesn't have an interpreter to blame and get shipped off to Japan and pretend you don't have a gambling problem. For those that don't understand what I was talking about there, the Dodgers' Shohei Ohtani has a scorching gambling problem. He blamed it on his interpreter, and they shipped him off to Japan and never said a thing about it again. Shohei's like Mr. Baseball. There's no way in hell they were going to let him go the way of Pete Rose. There's no way after signing a $700 million contract. And by the way, if you're worried about the $700 million contract, here's the cool part about that is he's only getting $2 million a year. $68 million a year has been deferred. $680 million total deferred till the end of his contract. 10-year balloon payment. I would argue, though, and I'll get off sports here in a second, but I will argue that Shohei Ohtani's already made the Dodgers organization his money back. They made him their money back. They're not losing money on Shohei Ohtani at all. Look at all the Japanese advertisements behind home plate. It is a cash cow. Global cable contracts. Cash cow. Cash cow. And if you do this, by the way, if you see the Dodgers do this when they get a base hit, they're making fun of Shohei Ohtani. Because Shohei Ohtani, when they were in Japan, Shohei Ohtani has a men's fragrance ad where he does this. So they're actually making fun of him when they do that. So I think it's pretty funny. Charlie Hustle does deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. There was some sexual shenanigans that he has been accused of with an underage girl. You need to look at the age of consent in Cincinnati, Ohio. Was he a good man in that regard? No. Is he a hell of a baseball player? Hell yes. Did he use performance-enhancing drugs? No. And if everybody comes with me with this nonsense about Barry Bonds needs to, be this and that, Barry Bonds is up for consideration. He doesn't have a band. The Hall of Fame isn't putting Barry Bonds in there because Barry Bonds is an ass and a cheater, period. Look at Barry Bonds' rookie baseball card with the Pirates and look at his last season with the Giants. Puts a whole new meaning to giant. And Shoeless Joe, which is wild. Shoeless Joe is I forgot that he'd been lifetime banned. Do you remember the movie The 8 Men Out? The Chicago Black Sox scandal? Fantastic movie. It's a slow burn, but it's a good movie. Shoeless Joe Jackson. We'll talk about the Air Force One. I got you. Don't worry about that. I got you. Well, by the way, we talked about it yesterday, but I'll mention it again today. So here's the deal. Shoeless Joe Jackson did not participate in throwing the series. Shoeless Joe Jackson batted .375 in that series with no errors. Shoeless Joe was it. Shoeless Joe, if he knew about it, who gives a rat's? He sure as hell wasn't participating. Did not deserve a lifetime ban. Glad he's going to be eligible now, and they'll get him there. Yeah, Sosa and McGuire, a bunch of. I remember when McGuire was the Dodgers hitting coach, and they got in that big fight with the D-backs. You remember that here in Phoenix? McGuire was holding two D-backs up like this. Whew, yeah. Here we go. You're right. You're right in saying that, Brendan. You're right in saying that. But look at Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman is definitely not on performance-enhancing drugs, and he keeps knocking home runs. So, yes, they do help you hit the ball further, which is the point of a home run. Hitting a baseball, by the way, is the hardest thing in sport. You look at statistically, it is the most difficult thing to do in all sports. Really is. Did you see the pickup with the pit maneuver, the Tesla? No, I didn't see that. Dear God. All right, let's get this. Lynn wanted to know this. Lynn wanted to know my thoughts about the gift of Air Force One. I do subscribe to Donald Trump. Only a fool would not accept this gift. We have protected militarily Qatar for how many years? We have kept them safe. We have kept them in weapons. This is a thank you to our military. He goes, it's not to me. It's given to our Air Force. It was not my plane. It was not my fault. Boeing sucks and can't make one until 2029, I think it is. Hell. Then did you see this, by the way? He does not have a punchable face. Those teeth would break your fist, I think. He went to the doctor, said, give me to the dentist. He goes, give me the high beams. Woo. Anyway, Queen Bee thinks he's hot. Anyway, you've been to Qatar? Of course you've been to Qatar. Dude, does anything you haven't done, Grizz? I'm telling you. Anyway, I take the damn plane. Fine, cool. Yes, it's everyone else is just jealous that he actually has Obama's Air Force One. Did you guys know that? He has Obama's. He got the commission for Obama's old Air Force One. It's a 40-year-old plane. 40 years old. It was built in the 80s. So yes, take it. And by the way, he's in Qatar. Guess what happened? Do you know what they did? They placed the biggest order, in Boeing history. About 120 or 160 planes, I think it is. 160 planes. They placed an order to Boeing, signed it in front of the president, the purchase order. Here you go, Boeing, for something that got $20 billion. Yep, take the plane. Yep, thanks. Thanks for the gift. Love it. Yes, in spying Alfred, but here's the deal, though. It comes to the Air Force. The Air Force retrofits the plane. It's not retrofit as Air Force One when it gets here. We have to make it into the flying White House and Oval Office that it will become. Yeah. A lot of 747s take off of Mesa Gateway. Nice. All right. That's what I'm saying. High beams and veneer. Same thing. That's the same with Biden. Remember when he got his? Dear Lord. And his plugs. Poor guy. But anyway, I don't play a lot of Trump, but this is pretty damn funny. Watch this. Come on. I had to stay here.
Construction person, I'm seeing perfect marble. This is what they call perfecto. And
this is what the cool kids call perfecto. Perfecto. No, they don't. No one says that, Mr. President. Somebody needs to help the president out. No one says perfecto, sir.
Just a great job you've done, and what a beautiful place. And we appreciate those camels. I haven't seen camels.
And look at Homie's just staying in his chunkless. Homie's just hanging out in his chunkless with the president. Dude, I dig that style, man. I'd roll flip-flops every day. Holy cow, man. Just rolling the chunkless. I love that. He's got a robe and some chunkless. And he said, I love the camels. How about that? The camels, fantastic.
And what a beautiful place. And we appreciate those camels. I haven't seen camels like that in a long time. And that was some greeting. We appreciate it very much.
Let's just chill. But look at this, though. I had to double check this, and I had to zoom in. That's actually hair on that face line right there. I was actually going to put in a suggestion on his True Social account. Sir, you need to work on blending. We need to take the orange and go like this. Go like this. Okay? A little bit. Pull it like this. Smear it a little bit. Blend. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so but look at it though. I mean, look, it was actually hair. So I was like, the guy's got a hell of a head of hair. He just really, really does. So Donald Trump. Yeah. So there we go. Air Force One, yes, take the gift. 100% take the gift. $400 million plane. Hillary actually replied to one of Hillary's tweets. She said $400 million gift is not going to expect some, and there's going to be no expectation of return favors. She said, be serious. So I said, all of the foreign government donations to the Clinton Foundation when you were a senator and Secretary of State weren't expecting any favors back. I said, be serious. Ha! You punched a oh, hell yeah, dude. Okay, yeah. You punched it. Nothing wrong with if they spit on you, dude. It's assault. You're just defending yourself. All right, so let's get to this here. Let's get to what do we start with? Do you want to start with RFK Jr.? Do you want to start with the Do Nothing Congress? What do we want to start with here? Because baseball, obviously. So I could talk about baseball all day. Mike on the Clinton hit list. Oh, hell yeah. I am not suicidal. Yeah, that's what you say, right? I am not suicidal. I just said something mean about the Clintons. I want to talk about this. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about right now. There you go. Minneapolis and state leaders prepare for possible Derek Chauvin pardon. Could you imagine I'll use my native tongue, the shit show that this is going to be when Derek Chauvin is pardoned? He will be pardoned. He will be released. Derek Chauvin will be released because Derek Chauvin did not kill George Floyd. That is the coronary report showed no sign of asphyxiation. The coroner report that did show that he was killed by Chauvin's knee was paid for by the family and their attorneys. It's so funny how science always agrees with the people that are paying for it, right? Yeah. Science always lines up. This is going to be wild if this happens. Remember Nancy Pelosi? Remember them all? They're all rolling the Kenta scarves. Hold on. Is that mine around here? Where's my Kenta? Hold on. Sorry, Boone. Yeah, do you remember when all of Congress was rocking these things like this? Remember that? And they were taking a knee, and they couldn't get up, and staffers had to come get like Nancy Pelosi up and stuff like that. And then Nancy Pelosi thanked George Floyd for his sacrifice so they could burn cities down. And by the way, I have this when I got this when I found out that I was black. Yeah. There's a congresswoman, one of the new squad members that took over for Cori Bush, I believe, is throwing out $2 trillion, I believe it is, or $4 trillion in reparations. I'm quite literally descended of a slave. My great, 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 great grandmother was a slave. Give me my check. Yeah. So there is going to be some serious riots. You're right, Michael. It's going to be bad. Minneapolis will burn again, and it's here we go. Everything's going to be racist. The guy did not kill. And by the way, And this is state for you guys can fact check me all day on this. The maneuver that he was using to detain the person that was ODing and whacked out on fentanyl is trained in the academy in Minneapolis. That training manual was not admissible in court, was not able to use in the trial. That guy. Look, the guy's not an upstanding dude. I wouldn't hang out with Derek Chauvin. But he didn't kill George Floyd. He was set up. Completely set, not the setup that George Floyd died, but the whole trial afterwards. There was no way in hell he was getting out. No way in hell. All right, Lynn said RFK Jr. So let's get to some RFK Jr. RFK Jr. is not someone to screw around with. I think he rolls in there with just the whole vibe of, I'm a freaking Kennedy. Do you understand who my dad was? Do you know who my uncle was? I don't care if I'm hard to listen to. And he is. It just is. I understand this. I feel bad for him. It's just, and he knows he's hard to listen to. But you don't jack with him, especially your little senator or congressperson. You don't jack with the man because he's going to put you in his place. Now, I want to say this because it's interesting to me. I want to start here because one of these idiot congressmen is talking about fluoride and getting fluoride out of our drinking water. And I want you to look at this guy because it's interesting to me that this guy was on some sort of a campaign sign and people voted for him. The dude looks like, watch this guy. Let's get him on here. Let's get him. Add to this.
Successful in banning fluoride. I noticed you.
Look at this guy. Like, seriously, that guy ran campaign ads and people were like, oh, hell yeah, let's vote for this guy. Look at this guy. This old Ebenezer Scrooge looking punk. He is so idiotic. He thinks that drinking water with fluoride in it still stops cavities. Here you go.
Congratulated Utah and Florida, I think, for banning it. That's up to them. They can do what they want.
Damn right.
We better put a lot more money into dental education because we're going to need a whole lot more dentists.
I think that, Marty McCary.
Love this stuff. Here we go.
His concern with ingestible fluoride is that the emerging science shows the benefits to of fluoride to cares and to cavity prevention comes from topical exposures rather than it was once thought that it was systemic, that if you ingested it, that the benefit came from that. We now know that virtually all the benefit is from topical, and we can get that through mouthwashes. We can get through fluoridated toothpastes. The National Toxicity Program issued a report in August, a meta-review of all the science that now exists on fluoride.
Yep.
And showed a direct inverse correlation between fluoride exposure, dose-related, and lower IQ.
Damn.
It's an issue that we have to all be concerned with. We want high IQ kids.
Mr. Hoyer.
Right now.
Mr. Hoyer.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So shut up. You Palpatine, is that what you said? Right? Just Palpatine looking punk. Holy. I don't know, was it more Ebenezer Scrooge or Emperor Palpatine? Yeah. Just put him in a cloak. That would look funny. I only know what he gets to get to be for Halloween, champ. You don't even need a Halloween costume, buddy. Holy. Good. Great. And what an idiot, too. Oh, you better put a lot more money into dental education. We're going to need a lot more dentists now that we're not drinking fluoride. Freaking morons. Yeah, I thought that'd be a good yellow 5, and I think yellow 5 and fluoride is both the equally smart ideas. People are idiots. All right, let's stay on RFK Jr. because once again, you can't jack with RFK Jr. Here we go. Let's get to it.
To really focus narrowly on chronic disease, ending the chronic disease epidemic, and then we're going to make sure that the science cannot be corrupted. That every scientific study is replicated. That the raw data for those studies is published.
Did you hear that? Raw data is published. Every experiment is replicated, and we're getting rid of the good old boys club, isn't it?
That the peer review for those studies is published. And that we're going to focus on making sure that we get to younger scientists rather than the old boys that.
You know what, Jack Hat in the purple back there. Look at the Jack Hat in the purple, right in front of the dude with the camera. Dude's just shaking his head. He's anti RFK Jr. You know what side he's on. Watch
And then we're going to make sure that the science cannot be corrupted. And every scientific study is replicated. At the raw data for those studies is published.
Yeah, nope.
At the
Look at him
peer
shaking
review
him
for
up.
those studies is published.
Look at him.
And that we're going to focus on making sure that we get to younger scientists rather than the old boys that were.
Yes.
And I could talk to you about scientific corruption all day long, about horror stories that we know have happened within NIH. One of those, probably the worst, is the amyloid plaque scandal. For 20 years, we were, because of utter corruption and fraud, we were directing Alzheimer's research to one hypothesis, and any other hypothesis was shut down. We should have the cure for Alzheimer's today. We don't have it purely because of corruption at NIH.
Ms.
And
Frankel.
we are going to have it quick.
Yes. My man. Can I just be the one to point it out? You guys catch this up? Do you guys catch up on this one? The hell are you drinking, dude? Bro, you're here talking about the health, and you're talking, what in the name of Frappa Caramel Chino thing do you got going down there? And it says you rock right on it, though. I'm down with the cup. You rock. He's like, go get me a double caramel, triple sugar, 5 punks of this and that and vanilla. And holy Jesus, look at that thing. Like my dad always said. My dad was died before the whole Starbucks thing. And every time I'd make coffee in like high school or college or whatever, and I'd put sugar and cream in it and stuff like that, every single time he'd said, every single time. So, you baking a cake in there? Baking a cake? He would flip if he saw these things. I bet cheat day. Yeah. Well, I mean, you look at the dude during the campaign when he's doing push-ups and whatnot. He's in a hell of a lot better shape than I am. Christ almighty. Yeah, he's in better shape. But let's continue on this because the man's the man.
Our children.
Yeah,
They're the sickest
dumbass.
children in the world. Laura, you say that
Respect.
excuse me, Congressman DeLauro, you say that you've worked for 20 years on getting food dye out. Give me credit. I got it out in 100 days.
Check and mate. And he's talking to that congresswoman that has the big glasses and the purple hair and the weird, like, she looks like something out of Harry Potter. Yeah.
All right, so let's
Good.
work together and do something that we all believe in, which is have healthy kids in our country, for God's sake. We
Ms.
can all do
Dean.
that together. It's not, there's no such thing as Republican children or Democratic children.
Yep.
There's just kids, and we should all be cared,
BS. My kids are diehard conservatives. I kid.
be concerned with them.
Give me credit. 100 days I did. You said you've been trying to get food dyes out for 20 years? Please. That was from that. Come on. Are you quoting which Wayans brothers was in The Great White Hype? Remember The Great White Hype? He's like, I am in shape. Round. He had this big old belly. Yeah, round. God, that was an underrated movie. Y'all see The Great White Hype? John Lovitz was in that. Jeff Goldblum. Samuel Jackson. Well, Samuel Jackson's in every damn movie. Yeah, I liked it. I The Great White Hype. Oh God, that was funny. I mean, back when movies could be funny and you offended everybody. No, I mean, it was almost Blazing Saddles-esque if you like boxing. It took on the world of boxing for sure. Yeah. All right, let's keep moving right along. RFK Jr. is the man. But at least he is, but what he's doing is making all of these people not seem serious. And obviously he's going after them. Really? Was that from The Great White Hype? Fantastic. So my people. The Congress, at least the Republicans, need to be codifying these executive orders. They come around, executive orders. All these things need to be done is by simple majority. And even in the Senate, just toss them in the Senate. If these anti-Trump piece of garbage senators, including the majority leader, don't want to put it up for a vote, that's on them. You need to be doing your damn job. But as we're going to see here shortly, nobody flipping cares what these bozos are saying. Listen to this. I don't want. Why?
So a group of your colleagues are having bipartisan talks about a potential congressional stock ban. I wanted to see where
Nobody
you
cares.
are on that. If that's going to move ahead. I know that they're working to get something that's going to have broad consensus.
Yeah,
No
you
one
want me
cares.
to tell you my honest opinion on it? I mean, I'm in favor of that because I don't think we should have any appearance of impropriety here, okay? But the other
But you always
side of it,
will.
some people say, well, look, the salary of Congress has been frozen since 2009. When you adjust for inflation, a member of Congress today is making 31% less than they made in that year.
Cry me
It
a
does that every
river,
year.
you
And
punk.
over time, if you stay on this trajectory, you're going to have less qualified people who are willing to make the extreme sacrifice to run for Congress. I mean, it's just
Holy sweet Jesus. Are you listening to this? Like, they just don't care. I mean, that's a stupid argument. The whole thing about, banning congressional stock trades is stupid. It's stupid. Nancy Pelosi never made a stock trade. Paul did. And pillow talk is inadmissible in court. Nancy Pelosi cannot be rung up for insider trading, because currently it's not illegal for insider trading in the Congress. But if you were supposed to, I mean, if you were banned, from stock trading as a congressman, start a company, have your buddy run it, and trade stocks. They'll still make their money. And that's what he's saying, talking about the image of impropriety. Yeah, guess what? Yeah, we know y'all a bunch of shady little punks. And then this guy has the balls, seriously, to say, oh, Congress hasn't had a pay raise since 2009. Adjusted for inflation, they make 30% less. Yeah, we're all 20 to 30% poorer, you idiot. All of us are from the past 5 years. I don't like this guy. If you can tell.
people just make a reasonable decision as a family on whether or not they can come and move to Washington, have a residence here, residence at home, and do all the things that are required.
Cry me a
So
river, dude.
the counter argument is, and I have some
You have a
sympathy,
congressional
look,
budget,
at
you
least
ass. It
let
doesn't come
them,
out of your personal expenses.
Engage in some stock trading so that they can continue to take care of their family. But on balance, my view is we probably should do that because I think it's been abused in the past, and I think sadly a few bad actors discolor it for everyone. And look, we have no tolerance for anything even resembling insider trading or any
BS.
of this kind of advantage that anybody could take. Zero tolerance for it, and we'll stamp it out ourselves. So that's why I'm in favor of the policy, but I understand people that have misgivings about that, so we'll see where it lands. Yes, sir.
Nobody cares, dude. Just do something. Not even that. I don't care. But now listen to this. This is his big dismount today. Check this out.
Talk about reconciliation real quick. Look, this is the bill's coming together, as you've heard. The last 3 committees are reporting out today. Everybody in this room, I know, gets fixated on a few final details about all this. But I think it's important to just state one more time what we're achieving through reconciliation. This will be one of the most consequential pieces of legislation ever passed by the United States Congress. It is large, it is comprehensive, and it deals with reconciling the budget in a way that will be fiscally responsible. We're going to slash taxes, including on tips, overtime, Social Security for seniors and job creators, restore American energy dominance, as you've heard, secure our border, and deport illegal aliens. We're going to eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse, return to peace through strength, and reduce spending all at the same time.
BS.
And I put reconciliation on an aggressive timetable back in January. I said that we would try to do this as quickly as possible.
It's
We're
mid-May,
still on
bro.
target to hit that Memorial Day deadline, which people
Memorial
balked
Day.
at when we first said it. The American people are counting on us to get this done and get it done quickly, and we are on target to do it. President Biden left virtually every area of public policy in disrepair, and it is incumbent upon Congress to fix it and pass laws that cannot be easily undone or overwritten. We're working around the clock to build that consensus to get the 218 votes and deliver on President Trump's America First agenda so the American people can really begin to feel relief. And
Okay, shut up. Just shut up. No one cares. In the next 2 clips I'm going to play for you, no one gives a rat's. No one cares. No one does. Stop wasting time. Stop wasting time. To see Michelle Obama talking about, Grizz said, had to pay for all this and that. Oh, yeah, she's just, pay for the kids to fly on the plane. No, that's not the case. So the case is in any time that she flew vacations for this and that, and Hawaii vacations and all that. There was a way to make that, and most likely they would make it a book tour. They would send a bunch of books, make it official business, and then it would be paid for. Now, their dependents, meaning Sasha and Malia, all their stuff that they got and travel and all this, they paid taxes on that. They paid that they were taxed on that as income. That's it. That's it. They didn't even need to be reimbursed. They were given everything they had, including if they were working with mommy, a per diem, and then they had to claim that as taxable income. That's it. Michelle Obama's a loser in every way, just like her husband is. Sorry. The complaining about how hard your life is, and I'm coming out on my own, and who cares? Oh, worth $150 million. You had China and Netflix make you a bazillionaire. And all you do is travel around promoting your book, which you're getting more money for from PACs that are buying it because no humans are buying. PACs are buying them. Political action committees are buying them. That's what Bernie Sanders is, a best-selling author. You become a best-selling author, you can buy yourself a camp. Would you become a millionaire? You write a book. Nobody bought Bernie's book. No one. PACs bought Bernie. The DNC bought Bernie's book. His campaign bought his book. A little fired up about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. We had to pay for stuff, but I made so much money. Literally, okay. Yeah, because you were running to Costco around the corner from the White House, the residence in the White House. Yeah, so they're stocking up for the week. Girls going back to school, got to get them snacks. No, please. Oh, do I have had thoughts? Yeah. But yes, I think that Michelle Obama in her podcast, and I do, because I honestly gave it a shot. Not that I was going to subscribe to it or want. I wanted to hear what her and her brother were all yapping about. I want to hear it. She is not an intelligent person. I'm sorry. You cannot listen to that podcast and say that she is an intelligent person. She makes W sound like Einstein. I just like listening to W because of his cadence and how he laughed at things that he said. I thought it was entertaining. Michelle Obama's self-righteous, arrogant, and not intelligent. Oh, let's see. I'm making the average median salary of the states. That figure out how to pay their aides from that air travel. Yeah, no more free rides. Yeah, no more. I forget what they call whatever cards. They have a card that just comes, basically a tax dollar card, which they could use at Pelosi's little liquor store there at the house. Yeah, not kidding. These people aren't serious. So do you understand? There was an argument today, and it was a 5-minute argument, so I didn't download it. I didn't really think it would be anything for the show. Between Marjorie Taylor Greene, who, by the way, Marjorie Taylor Greene is not a serious congresswoman. She is quite literally a money-making mechanism, alliteration aside, for the RNC. She is a fundraising genius. Fundraising genius. Every piece of legislation, everything she says is made to rile up donations. She got in an argument with Adam Schiff's replacement on the Congress side was Dan Goldman. This silver spoon trust fund baby that just thinks just so egotistical, self-righteous, and he has the same attitude as an Adam Schiff. They were arguing about whatever Abrego Garcia, the Maryland man, the MS-13 member that is in CCOT, and he's not coming out. Oh, well, yeah, he got out of there, but he's still staying in El Salvador because he's an El Salvadorian citizen. They're still talking about it like we care. They're talking about this like we really care about this guy. We don't care about this guy. He is quite literally a human trafficking wife beater. I don't care about him. So they keep making this stink about this. If they do, just so we're very clear, if we bring Abrego Garcia back to Maryland, the next day he's going to be deported. Period. He has deportation orders, 2 of them. But they're acting like we care. Like this is part of our daily. Oh my gosh, I wonder what's going to happen to this one gang member that I'm so worried about. His wife is cashing in. His wife is literally cashing in on this. But she's cashing it in the wrong way. Not like now he did make us some money, obviously illegally, but he made us some money. Now I got to support my kids. Can you guys help me out? I'm a citizen. My kids are citizens. Maybe. We're not gang members. She's doing it as, oh, save my husband. 2 restraining orders against him. Yeah. Then I call it a win, even though if it leaves the next day. That's right. It's right. Probably right, Chris. But I forgot that Fang Bang. I forgot that Swalwell was still in office. I really did. He's making a big deal about this. It's a Secretary Hotness. Check it out.
This is doctored, is that right?
The same protocols that are
Madam
applied
Secretary,
to every
I want you to have
individual with law
credibility, and
enforcement.
I want you to be taken seriously. Is this doctored or is it not
Sir, I am
doctored?
taking
1,000,000% it's doctored, and I'll tell you why in a moment.
quite seriously
Is it
because
doctored
I approach
or
my
not
job
doctored?
with the importance that the president has given me to do
I
my
understand.
job.
Is it doctored or not
One thing
doctored?
that's important to remember is that every single time a case is built.
Madam
against
Secretary, I have a
individuals,
7-year-old,
the
a
same
6-year-old, and a
protocols.
3-year-old. I have a bullshit detector. I'm just asking you, is this doctored or not doctored?
If I was sitting next to him, I'd have slapped him right there, smacked him right upside the head. Oh, no, that's that other, the J6 guy, the guy that was running the J6 committee sitting next to him. I'd have smacked him upside the head. Say, dude, A, that's the Secretary of Defense. B, it's a woman. Dude, act right. Just act right.
Sir, the protocols in the case built against
Can you
Diego
answer the
Garcia
question?
were exactly the same.
Madam
I
Secretary,
don't have
you're-
any knowledge as to that photo you're pointing to.
Okay, can you
I
take
don't,
her,
sir.
can you show her the photo? Walk her the photo down there. No, that one. Please take a look at this photo. It was tweeted by the president on April 21. It's been hanging out there for about a month.
So what is your point?
Yeah, what the hell's your point, bozo? So what's your point? Here's the deal. There is a, that photo was actually doctored. And it wasn't doctored in a deceptive way. It has Abrego Garcia's hand, which has a marijuana leaf, a smiley face, a cross, and a skull. And so you know that's M for marijuana, S for smiley face. The 1 is the cross, and the 3 is the mouth and the skull. MS-13. So the picture that he showed literally had it printed like it was typed onto there above the images on basically on his knuckles. It was basically typewriter font, MS-13. So yes, it was doctored to explain what the hell the imagery was on the man's fingers. Yeah, exactly, guys. What seriously? What you had a Fang Bang out there? What was where was your BS detector then? He didn't have kids then. He didn't have kids. Maybe he had one with Fang Bang. Can you imagine if one of those kids is Fang Bang's love child? Swallow's a good looking dude. So anyway, and if you see Abrego Garcia's wife, the picture she has on her GoFundMe is of him holding her like this. Oh, from behind, I love you, babe. She puts hearts over his hands so you can't see the MS-13 tattoos. Come here. No one cares. No one. No one cares. Bye. Don't care if he's ever comes back. I'm going to get to one more congressman that is just not real. I don't think this guy's real. But he's bringing impeachment articles against Donald Trump. I'm not going to make fun of him. I'm not going to make fun of him. He's just not real. He's not a real human being. He's a character. Like somebody put a wig on this dude and said, we're going to paint some giant eyebrows on you and go at it, kid. Have some fun. When he's announcing his articles of impeachment, he's on the House floor today, announcing his articles of impeachment. He made a big giant sign. Like it's almost like a boxing promotion poster. Here we go. I can't even hear you go.
Impeaching Donald John Trump, President of the United States, for high crimes and misdemeanors.
He actually made, look at this. He made a sign. He made a sign for himself.
Resolution impeaching Donald John Trump,
Said that, bro.
President of the United States, for high crimes and misdemeanors. Resolved that Donald John Trump, President of the United States, is impeached for high crimes and misdemeanors.
I'm not replaying it. He's saying this over and over
the
again.
following articles of impeachment be exhibited to.
I can't say it. I would read what you just said, Grizz, but and I'm not kidding. Michael Buffer has that so locked down that if I do the Michael Buffer, let's get right. Yeah, that one, dude. YouTube would pop it right away, dude. He has that so locked down. Michael Buffer owns the copyright for that saying. God, what a great voice he had. Oh, fantastic. His brother does UFC. It's a great job. I just think people do that kind of stuff. It's kind of fun. Mm-hmm. What high crimes and misdemeanors? Like Lynn, yeah. No, we made a sign. No, you saw that. We made a sign. You said, look, we got a sign. Take us seriously. We made a sign. Oh, Bumble, he has Rumble. What? Oh, let's get ready. Yeah, but I think even the cadence, if I said it, I'm not kidding. Let's talk about that. Yeah, Rhonda, I love that because there is and by the way, Rhonda has a new video out, I believe today. Yes, dear, today. And tell us what it's about, please. Secretary Duffy today talking about the 3,000 air controller jobs that are not these tower jobs that aren't filled. He was like, dude, we didn't fire 3,000 people when we showed up. Like this didn't happen in 100 days. Like, I don't know what y'all are talking about. You ignored this issue for a hot minute, and then we get into office, and then it's an issue, and you're blaming us. We're trying to fix it. About the fear of long words. Okay. Okay. Fear of long words. Like anti-disestablishmentarianism? You have a fear of long words? Is that a phobia? I mean, you just type misdemeanors. That's multisyllabic. Ha! Misdemeanors. Yeah. If there is a game, I would highly recommend. It's fun. Guys, I like games. Yeah, like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, which is Queen Bee's mom's favorite word. Did not know that. I interviewed them, and that was her favorite word. It was really cool. I got to interview them on their 50th anniversary right before I was booted from iHeart. So it was like a real show. Like I was interviewing them for their 50th anniversary. Excuse me. It was fantastic. But there is a game called Neanderthal Poetry, or Poetry for Neanderthals, something like that. You got to check it out. It is, in fact, a phobia. Wait until you see the medical term to describe the phobia. I can only imagine. Yes. And you can see it on Rhonda's Random Thoughts on YouTube. But here's the gig, though. Neanderthal poetry, you have a word that you're trying to get your team to say. You can only use monosyllabic words. You cannot use multisyllabic words. Neanderthal poetry. It's pretty rad. I love it. I absolutely love it. Let's see here. But yes, I do that. Oh, and if you guys, okay, I don't want to ruin it for you, but have you guys seen the JonBenet Ramsey, Who Killed JonBenet Ramsey on Netflix? Like, I thought I was up on that whole story. Like, I thought I had that thing dialed in. No. Oh, you have the game, but you haven't played it? Play it. Yeah, you'll enjoy it. You really will. Get a bunch of people to go play it. Anyway, I am the JonBenet Ramsey thing is one of those documentaries that you watch and you at least me, I'm done with watching it and I'm pissed off. I'm absolutely pissed off. I cannot believe what I saw in that last episode. I literally cannot believe what I saw in that last episode. Alfred, 100%, 1,000,000%, he didn't do it. John did not do it. 1,000,000,000%. Billion did not do it. Nope. Neither did mama. Neither did the brother. You find out who did, and then you get really pissed off. I'm not kidding, guys. If you want to know exactly who killed JonBenet Ramsey, they know who did it. And he got away with it because of faulty DNA. Oh God, and just in the it was the Clintons. JonBenet had something on the Clintons. Oh man. Oh boy. Oh, come on. No. Yeah, and the botched Boulder police investigation, all that crap was just absolutely insane. And the detective that was in it, the detective went on Larry King and looked at JonBenet's mom and said, "You did it." Dude, you watch it. Watch it. And you actually learn who did it. They know who killed JonBenet Ramsey. Confessed and everything on video, knew things that no one else would know, described the murder in detail. Yeah. Watch it. That's one of those things going to piss you off. So just yeah, you've been warned. If Robbie was around, he would actually back me on this. I have one of my favorite people on the other side of the aisle, someone I just think is just really cool. And I don't believe in a lot of his policies, but I always think that Ro Khanna of California, Democrat, can at least have a conversation with you, can at least have a grown-up conversation and doesn't get into the whole mudslinging thing. Some of the things he says just kind of blow me away, but for the most part, he's my dude. Like when Robbie and I were in DC, I wanted to meet him because I was like, you can actually have a conversation. Grizz, if you guys want me to tell you, I'll tell you. I'll tell you who did it. Yeah. If we don't want to watch the movie, would you just say, okay, there you go. Okay. All right. Yeah. It was a guy who was actually a fourth grade teacher in, I want to say Thailand. But he was here in the United States. But then after he did it, he fled to different countries to be a teacher of little girls. He reached out to a documentary maker, and he said, "I'm gonna go under a pseudonym, but I'm gonna tell you what the hell happened." And dude breaks it down. Dude breaks down every single thing, and he knew things that no one else knew. He knew things that no one else knew. But he was in the house, knowledge of the house. And the reason why he had knowledge of the house is because he waited till the family left and he was there at 5 o'clock. Family didn't get back till 10 o'clock. He had 5 hours to roam around the house and make sure he had his whole plan together. And he says that much. He talks about in detail of her death. And I mean, disgusting, freakish detail. He talks about the nickname she had for her grandmother that no one knew. He got off because the DNA under her fingernails didn't match his. They didn't DNA test anything else. Nothing. Walked free. I mean, this guy was so tore up about it. I mean, a sick bastard anyway. But he was trying his best to call the mom before she died to say he's sorry, to apologize to her. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Did he say why he did it? Is an accident. He's a sick pervert. He's a sick pedo pervert. And he was basically, he loved watching, this is sick. Actually loved watching the whole convulsing and, when we're getting choked out and when they pass out and then let her come back and then she'll say what happened. And you said you went to dreamland. The second time he did it, he did got a little carried away. He said he was just in a zone, in a trance, and didn't release the garrote. Not kidding. He breaks it down in detail, and he is free today. Sick. I mean, if you want to watch it, if you don't want to watch it, just watch. It's 3 episodes. I think they're 45 minutes long. Just watch the last one. Watch the last one, yeah. Oh, absolute monster. You have no idea the monster that this person is. And he's roaming free. Yeah. Crazy, isn't it? All right, we'll get to Ro Khanna tomorrow, but I'm a fan of what he's up to. Oh, hell, let's just do it now. Here we go.
I rise today to introduce as legislation President Trump's executive order for the most favored nation status on drug pricing.
My man.
My legislation will codify President Trump's executive order.
Hell yeah.
Which basically says that Americans should not pay more for drugs than people in other countries and other parts of the world. Right now, we're paying 2 to 3 times more for our drugs than people in other industrialized nations. Now, this executive order, codified by the legislation, will allow our cabinet secretaries to put pressure on Big Pharma and make sure that they are not price gouging, and will allow for the importation of cheaper drugs.
Holy crap, somebody in the legislature actually doing something. What do you do now, Speaker Johnson? You now have Democrats going, do you just want us to do it? Because what Trump did was a badass move. What, do you just want us to do it? We'll put forth legislation. Oh. Yeah, penicillin, oh, hell yeah. Let's see here. Why, Mike? Why watch Ghost? Hey, Lynn, it's not my fault. Lynn, it is not my fault. It's Queen Bee's fault. 100%. 100%. She watches all of that stuff. Worst ex ever, worst roommate ever, all of these like true crimes. It's wild. But I mean, John Benet Ramsey was a big story. So if I hear that, you know what, they know who did it, I'm going to watch it. Yeah, I'm going to watch it. Why isn't Trump expediting? He's here in the United States. I don't know if he's taken off since then, but I mean, he was here in the United States. He went on trial here in the United States and they let him go. Yeah. That's why people get to go. It's so cool. I'm so excited because I hope that ivermectin's going to just be over the counter here. But you can go to the pharmacies in Mexico, which I'm going at the end of the month, and I'm going to load up on my ivermectin again. Ivermectin. Yeah. Yeah. Riz, do you watch those? So yeah. So if you want to check it out, just check out the last episode of Who Killed John Benet Ramsey. Get together and have a true crime marathon. Yeah. Oh God, dude, I can't even tell you the amount of series and seasons and episodes that she's watched. It is stacked because she'll watch it when she's like getting ready and doing her hair and makeup and stuff like that on the phone. She'll just have it up there and she will blow through some true crime. And okay, so tomorrow, let me do that because I told her that I would tell her about it, and I have it somewhere. Nice way not to bring a pen into the studio, Michael. I will give you a little preview for tomorrow here if I can find it. Let's just go ahead and do it here. Oh, we're going to talk about Hilaria Baldwin as well. She's got a new excuse for pretending to be Spanish. Can't wait to talk about that. Let's see here. We'll talk about men and shopping. And did you know Samsung made a robot butt to test the durability of the smartphones? Makes sense. Makes all the sense in the damn world. I'll tell you that much. Yeah. But I have something on true crime. And basically, you're a sick person if you're watching true crime before bed. And the studies will show. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. I got a lot to talk about. I do screenshots of everything. And I'm like, okay, let's. And that's where I get most of my material. All right. Cooking shows for me, actually. I love that. I love it. On social media is mostly hunting and cooking. Yeah. And some stuff and some. Oh, that's a really pretty picture of Queen Bee right there. Not going to show you. All right, guys, we'll do this again tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. We will be back tomorrow at noon here on In Other News. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. See you tomorrow.